would beat Canelo.
Could you give me a little insight as to why and how?
I'm just telling you, he'll beat him. You know what I'm saying? He got a great team of coaches. You know, he got everything around him to where he'll know he'll beat him.
Crawford's trainer Bowick didn't just talk big. He flat out said Terence will beat Canelo, and he wasn't joking. If this fight happens, someone's reputation could take a brutal hit. Even Crawford dropped a statement that shook the boxing world. I'm coming for him. That's it. I want everything he's got. I'll take it. That wasn't just trash talk. It was a direct shot at Canelo's pride and everything he's built. This isn't just about winning. It's about stealing the crown, the glory, and the honor. Crawford spoke with the hunger of a predator on the hunt. If these two get in the ring, it won't be a friendly bout. It will be a hunt. And when the hunter finds his prey, only one leaves with everything. Bowick has made bold calls before and been right. Before Crawford fought Errol Spence, he said the same thing, and we all saw how that ended.
What about, was it like his length, his counter punching?
I ain't gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I didn't put out there when he beat Spence. I just kept telling everybody he was gonna beat him. And when he finally beat him, I tried to tell everybody. Nobody want to listen to him. Now y'all need to start listening to him.
He's warned people before and proved them wrong when the spotlight was brightest. Now he's sounding the same alarm, but people aren't listening. This isn't just talk. It's a pattern, a warning card from experience. If history repeats, Canelo could be walking straight into the same storm. And when Bowick talks, it's never just noise, it's a sign. He doubled down with something deadlier, a plan. He says they spotted Canelo's weaknesses and know exactly how to break him down.
I don't think people doubt that he has the skill to beat a Canelo. It's the size and the strength and the power. That's what.
That don't mean shit. You can take all that shit away from the fighter. Size, strength, you can take all that away. Because of course, he got holes in his game.
This isn't blind faith. It's calculated. They've been dissecting Canelo, breaking him apart piece by piece. When a trainer speaks like that, it means they've spotted something the world hasn't. Canelo's been nearly untouchable for years, but even giants have cracks. If Crawford's team truly found them, this fight could turn in seconds. The hunter may already know when to strike. Even rising star Shakur Stevenson weighed in with a bold take. He spotted something in Crawford long before anyone dared to say it.
I just knew, like, as far as in that weight class, Terence Crawford is like the greatest. Mm-hmm. So I just feel as though with Canelo's style and like the style of boxing that he got, I think and this is before Bivol did it, but I thought like Terence Crawford was the only guy who I felt as though could have beat Canelo with his style.
Mm-hmm. His words carry weight, not just as a fan, but as an elite fighter who studies styles. This wasn't hype, it was raw truth. Stevenson knew Crawford had the tools before anyone else saw it against Spence. Now that talk is heating up, his old words sound prophetic. When smart minds in boxing predict the same thing, it stops being a guess. It becomes a real possibility. And this isn't the first time Stevenson sided with Crawford over Canelo. He was calling it before anyone was even talking about this matchup.
I've been putting it out since, I want to say, when he fought Sean Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Sean Porter. So the idea, I've been thinking about it. I've been saying it before Bud even.
Back when Crawford fought Sean Porter, Stevenson had already made up his mind. While most doubted, he saw the bigger picture. This wasn't bandwagon talk. It was based on skill, style, and gut feeling. Those old words sting more now as the fight feels closer. Sometimes the earliest opinions are the ones we should have listened to. Stevenson didn't just believe. He studied the styles and spotted exactly what could give Crawford the edge.
I think Bud is a southpaw. I think that's the part that kind of that's underestimated about the fight. I think him being a southpaw makes it a little harder for Canelo. I think Canelo has some type of trouble with southpaw. When I watched him fight John Ryder.
Yep.
John Ryder, and John Ryder wasn't that good. It's just Canelo was fighting against the southpaw, and it made it a little bit harder than usual. But with the Madrimov fight, I just felt like Madrimov is a good fighter, and stylistically, he's a lot different than Canelo.
Being a southpaw isn't just a stance. It's a problem Canelo has faced before. Stevenson's insight shows how Crawford's style could hit the weak spots in Canelo's armor. Canelo's been beaten before, and Crawford has the tools to take advantage. It's not all power, it's angles, timing, and precision. His style fights for him. This could be more dangerous than anyone expects. Even veteran promoter Frank Warren can't ignore it. He warned that September will not be easy.
A big fight has to be in September, first of all. Yeah, and that's going to be a tough fight for him in April.
Warren didn't sound casual. He was careful, realistic. He knows this game inside out. When he says it's tough, he means it. This isn't hype. It's experience talking. If Crawford is next for Canelo, it's a whole new level of danger. Warren didn't just talk about the fight. He questioned Canelo's current form, saying the size difference might not be as big as people think.
Bigger man, I should go with a bigger man, but their age, who knows? Crawford fights once a year. Canelo's roughly twice a year. Canelo's last fight, I wasn't too impressed with him for that fight. And Crawford, although the guy was a runner, Crawford's last fight, he had a real tough fight against the Eastern European.
He wasn't just doubting Crawford, he was doubting Canelo. He pointed out something fans are starting to notice. Maybe Canelo's sharpness isn't the same. Meanwhile, Crawford is active, dangerous, and hungry. Even legends slow down, and when they do, a shark like Crawford can swim past. If Warren's instincts are right, Canelo could be walking into a perfect storm. Mark Creel broke it down technically, reminding fans that Crawford's brain is just as dangerous as his fists.
Entirely fair to judge him on his last performance. He was adjusting to size, he was adjusting to weight, but also he was fighting someone who's very, very long. Crawford's one of the most resourceful fighters I've ever seen. He can come at you from either side. He's a really high IQ. I think he's thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Look, we'll see. It's a huge amount of weight to go up. I'm not quite sure what to compare it to, especially at this stage of his career.
This wasn't just praise. It was a breakdown of what makes Crawford different. Even against bigger opponents, he finds a way. That kind of fight IQ can flip the script, especially against a powerhouse like Canelo. Size matters, but intelligence, adaptability, and timing can matter more. If anyone can move up in weight and still dominate, it's the guy who's thinking 5 steps ahead. Creel didn't hold back. He went straight at Canelo, asking the question most are scared to. Which version of Canelo will show up?
Canelo's Canelo. What I'm more curious about is what Canelo comes out. I know how hungry Crawford is. I don't doubt Canelo's hunger, but I think he's gotten used to opponents who aren't quite, what they were in the prime of his prime. And I also think he's gotten into the habit of throwing one shot at a time. For instance, with Kovalev, I thought that he was behind on points, but I also never thought that the fight was in doubt. And it was only a matter of time before he did what he did. I don't think you can get away with that in the same way with Terence Crawford.
Creel respects Canelo's greatness, but wonders if the fire still burns. He pointed out habits that could cost him against a relentless fighter like Crawford. The one-punch plan might have worked before, but Crawford doesn't give you that time. If Canelo isn't at his best, this fight could end fast. Creel might have stayed neutral, but his tone gave Crawford more credit than most dare to.
Crawford's got a better shot that people are giving him right now. I think that he can do more things. I'm not trying to dodge your question. Yeah. I don't like to give predictions because I got to go into the fight. Being down the middle, so I don't want to placate either.
He didn't predict a winner, but he didn't need to. Creel sees the layers in Crawford's game, the tools that make him dangerous. This wasn't polite commentary, it was quiet confidence. And when someone close to the fight talks like that, you listen. Creel also turned up the pressure on Canelo, questioning not just the fight, but the choices leading to it.
Crawford can do an awful lot of stuff, and I'm trying to figure out the last time the Canelo fought a guy who was this good. Forget about the weight. And I think that there's a lot of pressure on Canelo for not, to be frank, for not having fought Benavidez before. It's like, okay, you got a lighter guy, you got a smaller guy. What do you do with him now? That's a lot of.
Now it's not just about skills, it's about legacy. Creel hinted Canelo's under more pressure than ever, especially with Benavidez waiting. Now he's facing a smaller, quicker, smarter opponent. No excuses left. Crawford isn't just a name, he's a threat. If Canelo doesn't rise to the moment, the backlash could be worse than the punches. Creel then revealed one of Crawford's deadliest weapons. He's the best switch hitter right now. Fighting well from both stances isn't a trick. It's a nightmare for opponents. Against Canelo, that uncertainty could be the equalizer. Styles win fights, and Crawford has more style than most fighters dream of. Actor and fight fan Zito joined in, bringing up size, but in a different way.
Crawford came up, I think, 2 weight classes.
Yeah, well, yeah, he started at 135. Yeah,
Canelo is, that's his weight class.
He's naturally.
But you know what? I got to say that Canelo, every time I see him, his fights get better and better. Even as he gets older, his fights are better and better. It's going to be a great fight. Crawford's a great fighter.
Yeah.
So may the best man.
He didn't ignore the weight gap. He admitted it's real, but he also noted Canelo's steady improvement despite age and mileage. He praised Crawford as a true sportsman. This isn't just power versus speed. It's greatness versus greatness. We're both still evolving. This could be an all-time classic. Zito also admitted something a lot of fans secretly feel. Even if you lean toward Canelo, it's not with full confidence.
Don't pull it out.
Yeah?
But like I said, Crawford's a great fighter. You can't take anything from him. So to me, they're both great. May the best man.
Zito leans Canelo, but without conviction. That says everything. Crawford is not a man you dismiss. Ever. This isn't an easy pick. Both have the skill to win. That's what makes this a mega fight. Even Canelo fans admit it's too close to call. That's when you know it's real. Then Keith can enter with a deeper view, one that felt more spiritual than strategic.
I'm a rock with Terence, simply because I really believe in his ability. Canelo, I understand the game, and I understand, you got waves, Canelo had the wave for a long time, and I feel like now it's kind of like somebody else's turn, especially with, Turkey out of Sheedy, making this connection. I feel like it's about to be a new wave. I also feel like it's kind of it's getting to the point where it's the end of both of their careers,
For him, this fight is about timing, energy, and momentum. He believes it's Crawford's time. This isn't a knock on Canelo. It's the truth that every king eventually faces a younger challenger. Both men are in the twilight of their careers, and this fight could define their legacies. If Keith's right, we could be seeing a changing of the guard. But then he hinted at something bigger. Maybe this isn't just one fight.
Exactly. So I feel as though, this fight, I see it going a number of different ways. If it's a close fight, I see it being like a Triple G type fight where it got, 2 fights, 3 fights, like a big, little rivalry going almost. But I'm rocking with Terence. I want him to win. I feel like he got the abilities to win. And I feel like it's like the stamping on his legacy right here, this.
What if this is the start of a trilogy? Keith's words suggest this rivalry won't end in one night. The stakes are massive for Crawford's legacy and maybe the start of one of boxing's great wars. Keith, one of boxing's sharpest minds, also hinted that the early round could decide everything.
First 6 rounds, win. Just win. And after the first 6, we gonna see the adjustments if we could just break them off, because you never know what the opponent might come. People may see a killer in Canelo where Terence might have to box, or we may see a slower Canelo from all the wars and the fights. So he may be much slower. Feet may not be as quick, might not match Terence's, so we don't know. So I tell him first 6 rounds just win. And after that we'll see how we go on from here.
Will Canelo storm out aggressive, or will past battles slow him down? If Crawford controls the start, the fight could tilt his way, but one slip later could cost him. This is chess at the highest level. Eddie Chambers added fuel, saying weight could actually be Crawford's advantage.
When you get a guy who's been 147 pounds, actually lower than that, 135 up to, I think, now all the way up to this weight, you got to think that they sweat it down to almost nothing. Now they have the ability to lift comfortably, to eat comfortably. He doesn't have to like drop weight, a certain amount of weight at a certain amount of time. Not really, anyway. And he can literally almost fight at his walk around. So he's gonna be a little more muscled up than ever before.
This Crawford is bigger, stronger, and healthier than ever. No more brutal weight cuts. His coming in fueled and dangerous. Canelo might be the naturally bigger guy, but a fully loaded Crawford changes everything. This could be speed versus power, precision versus strength, and two upgraded legends colliding. Chambers believes this might be the deadliest Crawford we've seen.
His diet's the best it's ever been, probably. He's probably stronger than he's ever been. He's focused more than he's ever been in his entire career, because this is the biggest fight he had. So I think he's going to look his best. I think he's going to do his best. I think it's going to be the best performance he can put on. I just don't know if he's going to be able to keep Canelo.
That's a scary thought for Canelo fans. If Crawford is at his absolute peak, this fight could shock everyone. It's no longer just about skill. It's about who's hungrier, sharper, and more complete. One mistake, one opening, and the fight flips instantly. Then, boxing legend Manny Pacquiao stepped in with advice that could change everything.
Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in high weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
When Pacquiao speaks, boxing listens. He acknowledged Canelo's power but gave Crawford a game plan, used precision and timing to neutralize him. This fight isn't pure brute force, it's chess with knockout threats. Canelo's power and experience collide with Crawford's speed and skill. Both have something to prove, and the stakes are sky high. With legends weighing in, this feels less like a fight and more like history in the making. So, what's your call? Will Crawford's speed and precision outmatch Canelo's power? Or will Canelo's experience crush Bud's momentum? And do you agree with Pacquiao's advice? Or should Crawford play it differently?